Hey Eurovision fans, Justyna Steczkowska will represent Poland in Eurovision 2025 with her song Gaja. I'm going to listen back to the live performance, give you my analysis of the artist, the song and the staging and see how this could do in Basel. So, let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So if you want to see my initial reaction to the song, I did a reaction to all 11 songs in the Polish national final. Let's talk about the Polish national final first. This is the most improved national final this year by so much. First of all, the songs, pretty good variety, lots of really interesting songs though, from Tempo, Lusterka, Gaja. There were a lot of male ballads, but overall I got a much better feel for the different types of music scenes in Poland. The show was so well done. Michel Spaak was serving Kant. He definitely needs to come back for Poland. What an incredible voice, really amazing stage presence. The show went so quickly, just constant songs, really entertaining to watch. I think a lot of national finals forget that it's an entertainment show and they're meant to entertain us. It was so easy to sit through. It was really exciting, good interval act. Everything was really pacey. The staging was good. Camera work was great. This was one of the best national finals this season. Huge improvement. We've gotten rid of the old corrupt TVP. Hopefully we're going into a golden area now with Poland where they've got a strong national final which is fair. All different types of music styles can enter. I really feel like this could be the start of Poland's golden era if we have this repeatedly. And if I was a Polish artist sitting at home watching that, I go, wow, that's a really good stage for me to show off my craft, be non-pop and still have a chance to win now. We've gotten rid of the super corrupt jury. It's 100% televote. You know, and seeing who's in the top four, Krust, Dominant Dudek, Svada and Nixos and Justyna, you can see that I think they're the best songs were at the top and it wasn't just the pop person who was favored by TVP. I'm hoping that Polish artists are excited. Why is that so hard to say? And will want to come back next year. And I think that if we can keep this up for 3, 4, 5 years, this is going to become one of the really good national finals and Poland are eventually going to win. Okay, and of course the winner at the end was Justyna Steczkowska. I hope I'm saying her surname correctly. It's a little bit hard to say Polish words and you may recognize her before because she was in the contest in 1995, coming 18th in Dublin. I actually have a really early memory of that contest from when I was a kid. During her postcard, it had her getting onto a bus and she was signing autographs. The Irish commentator said she's really famous in Poland. And I remember thinking, oh, I didn't realize you were allowed to send famous people. And I remember thinking that Poland were cheating. I was very young at the time, so I didn't understand it. So this year is the 30th anniversary of when she went to the contest. She's already got a really good first storyline here. On top of that, she's super keen. Last year she entered, she had her song Witcher Tower Horo, which went into the internal selection, but I think it came second or third in the internal selection system. She did a music video, she did a performance, she was really pushing for it, so great to see her come back next year. This is someone who really passionately wants to represent Poland. And another aspect I really love is that Justyna is 52 years old. We very rarely get to see contestants who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, last year we had Hera Bjork and also Natalia Barbu, but yet we don't often get to see them in the way that Justyna is presenting herself this year. Badass, jumping around, dancing on stage. I feel like there's a slight societal pressure for women in this age group to act a certain way on stage, and I love that Justyna is kind of like, screw that, I'm gonna jump around and do dance moves and hump the floor and everything. I think it's totally epic. I love that representation. I think it's really awesome. So I think that's another really great storyline she has. Also, the fact her song is so different from what she sent in 1995. Okay, I'm going to be reacting to the live performance of this in the national final. I have seen this already one time before, so I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the performance, the dancing, the costumings, all that. I'll try to keep as much of the original audio and visuals in as I can. If I do need to make changes, I'll put the original up onto my Patreon. Okay, this is Justyna singing Gaja, one and number sticker bang. Come on, Justyna. I've already seen it before. I don't know why I'm crossing my fingers, but I like her, so. Very atmospheric starting. It's real cool, and that flash up of the lights, it's super intense. Yeah, look at this choreography. It's so extra, it's so dramatic, it's super entertaining. I love the LEDs as well. This space asteroids. Vocals are a little bit low. She's a strong singer. This is great. I love these dancers and I love these poses giving a little bit of Greece and Rome, but also like culty druids. And this beautiful overhead image. She's got lots of ideas. Lovely costume as well. Look at her down on the floor. This is a great leaning back pose. The long notes reminding me of Sugar a little bit. And we get fire. And look at this, is such a wonderful show. It's so entertaining. People at home are going to love this. Like, it's really calm. Love this lighting now. This under lighting with these muscly thrusty dudes. I know we got 2 girls, 2 dudes as well. Something for everyone. Yeah, this is just, look at, everyone's got individual choreography as well. It's really entertaining for the eye. I like the flash above Gaja just to reaffirm for people at home what she's talking about. Loving the hands, very melodramatic. I'm obsessed. The spinning I'm not mad on. I think it could be improved on. Maybe they could put her on a lazy Susan or something so that it spins her, I don't know. But the beat of the song is wonderful, it's got great energy. I love this dude coming in, I think everything works. Making you focus on the violin coming in, it gives you that extra attention to it. And she's on the violin as well, oh she's such a badass. Yeah, it's just got a great beat and we get the fire and we get the lightning in the background, it's just so extra. I like this mix up with him coming in. And it gives you a chance, this is a good distraction, because it gives her a chance to get ready to go up. That's a good transition. And she's flying around for no reason, no particular reason at all. I don't care. No questions asked. And everyone's spinning and throwing stuff around. It's a lot of ideas, but I'm loving it. I think this dancing could be a little bit more powerful. It looks a little bit awkward. Change it if she can't do it. But it's intense. We come to the front now. There's different. Yeah, wonderful. And the pyro, and there's gonna be so much pyro in Basel. This is really great. I love this choreography. It's very unique to me. Yeah, these dancers are just serving non-stop cantery. And then the guy at the end, her pose with the guy behind. This, really, really, really wonderful. Like that is such a kind of iconic, over the top. Like I'm not denying for a second, it's super camp, extra, over the top, but in the most entertaining way possible. It's not just like every single idea thrown. It's like, okay, this is just too busy. It just feels like this whirlwind, passionate druidic spell. They're chanting, they're dancing around a fire, they're trying to summon the goddess of Gaia. That's not what the song is about, but that's what you feel when you're watching it. I think her performance is really, really good. Some of the notes that the sing at the start just sounded like a little bit bassy or something. It didn't sound super clear, so I hope they can work that out. She is a very strong singer. And then the bit where she's going like this, it just looks a little bit awkward. It doesn't look like she has enough power in her upper body to hit it really heavy. You want to hit that heavy hit, and she's more kind of just like waggling. So I think either practice that's just a little bit of going to the gym, doing squats, doing bench press, and if it's still not looking right, maybe just swap it for something else, get her to just pose and have the dancers kind of like uns around her. So small changes like that I think really help. Yeah, I love this choreography. I saw so much new stuff there. We're not getting like really, really typical normal choreography. This feels really tribal. It feels aggressive and hard hitting. I love that they're getting down on the floor. They're moving around. All 4 of them have different choreography. I think this is really like one of my favorite choreographies of the whole year so far. Like I said, I would just change Justyna's a little bit. You know, if she is the kind of queen goddess, she doesn't need to work so hard, I don't think. I think she can just have a moment where she just goes like that. At the end where she does the pose and they're all kind of around her, I'm okay with her doing that a little bit more. But she does some great work on the ground, like her getting down that first long note where she's bending backwards is so impressive. She's on the ground at the end, putting her legs out. Like she's a decent dancer, but like obviously she's not going to be as strong as the 4 professional dancers around her. So they just need to make sure that she isn't appearing slow in comparison to them. And even just giving her different choreography, there's going to be less comparisons between how she's doing it and how they're doing it. Don't invite those comparisons, basically. Yeah, I think the bit for me where she's spinning, I don't know, it doesn't fully work for me for some reason. It feels just, I think I associate spinning with children because they just like to spin around a lot. So something maybe about it for me is a bit juvenile. It doesn't fully work. I'd like to see that maybe just changed a little bit. But the bit where she gets on the violin is so gloriously camp, like in capital letters. I want them to go full camp because that's part of the enjoyment of this, is that it's just this total detachment from real life, going into this fantasy world of this epic latex warrior Polish woman. It's really fantastic. You kind of forget your problems for 3 minutes because you're just absorbed in this camp glorious chaos. So I hope that they keep that. I hope they don't try and go too classy for the jury. Just like keep it fun, keep it light. People at home will really, really enjoy this. Love the color palette. They've got this like like spacey black and silver look. I love these asteroids floating around, and we've got the mist on the ground and the fire as well. Yeah, it's really giving me nighttime druid dance around a bonfire summoning a goddess. It's just entertaining. It's just really entertaining. Costumes I love. I don't have to dress a certain way. I like wearing this badass Xena warrior princess black latex skin tight thing, so I'm gonna wear it. Makes her look super powerful and I love it. Love the costumes for the dancers as well. It's giving me Ruslana while dances. It doesn't feel like she's copying her. It's just reminding me a little bit of that. But yeah, Ruslana while dances also had that kind of caveman tribal feel. Love as well in the core, we're getting a little bit of Bollywood, some Bollywood, but I have to be careful how I put my hands. Your hands can mean different things in Bollywood, so you have to be a little bit careful. But I love some of the poses that we get. I feel influences from different ancient cultures in this. Let's talk a little bit about the song. So I really enjoyed this song. I listened to it. My understanding of the lyrics is that she's representing the goddess Gaia. My name is Gaia. I'm a god, a force. My mother is love. When I cry, the world drowns in tears. I cry to lost time in my arms. And in Greek mythology, Gaia is a goddess. She's a personification of the earth. So maybe some possible references here to the planet. Potentially in the first verse, you wound my heart. You, the one who holds my love as nothing. You've marked me with yourself. Awaken the scream of loneliness. I don't know how deeply one should look into the lyrics. I'm getting goddess, badass bitch to be honest, I didn't super care. She's also put in some of these, I think these are Slavic ancient gods as well. Zargo, Raga, Ura, Gara, Jarga, Jaron, Era, and Kara, which I believe that she did in Witcher as well. She had these, I don't know if they're gods or incantations, but it's something to do with like Slavic mythology, I believe. If you know the full meaning, you can leave it in the comment section. Yeah, song-wise, really fun, upbeat, bouncy. It's a girly bop, but with an intense, sinister dark feel. I really love that. It does sound quite special. Like, I don't feel like this is super derivative of anything else. It's got a Polish feel to it. Doesn't sound like a generic Scandi pop song or anything like that. I think it's interesting. It's got a little bit of an ethnic twist with that violin, but I still feel like it's super accessible to the general public. So is this going to qualify? Well, let's have a look at semi-final number 1 as it currently stands. And she is the only one who's bringing badass cant energy at this point in time, other than Beatrice in Shkoda Electronica. But that song is very different, much more sinister and severe. Doesn't have this like thumpy, dancey, naked dudes dancing vibe. So I think that they're definitely in different categories, and they're in different halves of the semi-final as well. So Beatrice might be towards the end. This could potentially be an opener. I don't know. I think they might wait and see. You know, this would be a pretty good opener to the show. It's a good song. Super electric performance. There's some in English in it. It's mostly in Polish. I think they prefer to have a all English song. It's kid friendly. I think there are some slightly naked dancers, but they're not doing anything too bad. So yeah, like the options right now in the first half, the first semi-final, you'd have to say this is currently opening. I think Sweden will probably choose something kind of upbeat and bouncy, so they could potentially open the show. I don't think the producers want Poland opening because, you know, Poland is almost 37 million people. Generally, the countries with bigger populations tend to be a little bit later, but because they want as many people tuned in as possible. So I don't know if that'll factor into their decision, but even if this opens, I think this can qualify. I think the song is good. She's great. The whole thing is just really fabulous and entertaining. So I think this can qualify from any single running order slot, but obviously it's going to be easier if she's a little bit later. A lot of the other kind of badass females this year are in semi-final number 2. We've got Mariana Conte from Malta, Erika Wikman, Emmy as well, singing upbeat. Right now she's just got an absolute monopoly on powerful female energy in semi-final number 1. Theo Evan might be coming with some dancey dark pop as well, so it'll be interesting to see, do they clash a little bit? Sergio Hayena is doing a staging. I think they're going to go for something quite high-end and conceptual, whereas this is a little bit more bread and butter, epic costumes, epic dancing. It's not really reinventing the wheel, it's just doing the wheel very well. So at this point in time, I'm 100% expecting this to qualify, but we are still waiting on 10 more songs in semi-final number 1, so it could theoretically have more competition in the future. I still think it is unique enough that it's going to stand out no matter what. Actually, I don't think we're going to get another Gaia in this semi-final. Poland have a 3-3 record in terms of qualification in the last 6 years, but we've had this revamp of TVP. I feel like this is hopefully the beginning of a new era for them. So I'm expecting this to qualify and maybe even start off a streak for Poland, assuming things stay the same and they don't go back to their old ways. So how could this do when it makes the final? So jury wise, I think this will do okay. I think the cleaner her vocals are, that'll help her a lot. It'll be harder for the jury to mark her down. I don't think this is the type of highbrow thing that the jury love to associate themselves with. I think this will probably be somewhere in the middle in terms of the jury. It should get some points. For the televote though, I think this could actually do pretty well. It's really fun and camp, and that's what a lot of people tune in to watch. Plus, I think that little ethnic feel as well is just going to be something new to a lot of European ears. So I think they're going to really, really love that feeling like they're getting their dose of culture. So yeah, I would expect this to do better in the televote than it does in the jury. And my gut instinct right now is that this will finish probably somewhere in the middle. And if she really, really does well, we could get onto the left side of the scoreboard. And who knows, Poland could even push for the top 10 if they get the staging right. I don't know if I associate Poland with having the best staging decisions. I felt like River from Ochman was a bit, it was camp, but it went into goofy. Some of the on-screen effects just were a bit too much. So I hope that they don't over-egg it. I like the current amount of kitsch that they have right now. I think it's a perfect dosage. So if they can just show some restraint, make everything look a little bit more luxurious, change some of the choreo, this could definitely break into the top 10, especially if she ends up being the only kind of girly bop like this in the final. Okay, let's have a look at the odds, and we can see that Poland are in 23rd spot, and they've moved down 2 places since the final. It's not the end of the world. I don't really think that this is a song that can potentially win. I don't really think that's the goal for Poland right now. I think the goal is building up a few years of consistently having this really strong national final, and obviously qualifying is a big goal as well. So I think if this can push towards the top 10, that is mission accomplished for the Polish delegation this year, and then next year will be really exciting. Let's have a look and see how this is doing on the Eurovision scoreboard. In case you don't know, this is what the Eurovision scoreboard likes. And this is currently sitting in 4th place, very close behind Greece though in 3rd. You can see there's a preference here for lady singers, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all 5 top spots dominated by the women. So yes, you need to keep in mind that Eurovision scoreboard definitely has a preference for up-tempo female vocalists, but still, I still think this will be warmly received by the casual population watching Eurovision as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in Basel. I think it's going to be so much fun. You know, I did love Justyna, by the way. The fact that Poland had good options as well, and also that so many people voted for Justyna. Justyna had a huge fan base, so it was kind of always going to be difficult for her to lose unless she really flopped on stage, which she didn't. But yes, Justyna was super, super interesting song, one of my favorites this year. And great to see that a song like that was allowed into the national final and got a really, really good result coming second. And the whole thing felt super fair and transparent. I didn't feel any sense of anyone cheating or any robbery like that. I just felt like Justyna won because she had a great package and she had a super big dedicated fan base. Okay, that's what I thought about Justyna singing Gaja for Poland. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a link for you here. And of course, thank you to my wonderful patrons who are patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get early access, original audio, you can be in the credits, and you can support the channel. Go check it out if you're a fan. But thank you so much just for being here, and I hope to see you in another Eurovision analysis reaction video very, very, very soon. Goodbye.